What is up, rogues? So earlier this week, we finally got a pretty nice preview of the gameplay to come from one of the most anticipated releases of next year, Elden Ring. For those that don't know what Elden Ring is, shame, big shame, lots of shame, all the shame. No, but seriously, get good. Elden Ring is the next highly anticipated title from Software, that is. The same company who brought us Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and Demon Souls, which you're currently watching me play in the background on my PS5. Originally slated for a January release, it has been pushed back slightly to the end of February. 25th to be exact. They did beg us for forgiveness and patience, and I think they deserve it. They have a pretty good track record. There will be a closed network test on November 12th, 13th, and 14th. The test will be held on those days in specified time slots. I recommend if you work weekends, just tell them you have a flat tire. Like one each day. Most cars have 4, so that should bank you the whole weekend. The closed network test will only be on Xbox and PlayStation though, no PC, and the game will not even be released on the Switch, so let's just cut that out right now. So on top of it being specific consoles that you can play on and specific time slots, which I will mention in a minute, it's also specific people. The only way to get in on this thing was to sign up basically for a raffle chance before the 1st of November. If you are one of the very few lottery selected, you will receive an email with your download code on the 9th, November 9th. Now, these time slots I'm about to mention are in Eastern Standard Time in the US, so you're going to have to convert that, bring up Google, convert it to whatever your local one is. They are as follows. On November 12th, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Another one at 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Yeah, it's not open all day on the days it's open. It's very specific time slots. I think that's because they're going to be monitoring them very closely. On November 13th, it is 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And on November 14th, it is 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then once again, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Now, what all will be included during the closed test wasn't exactly specified. If there'll be PvP available, how much of the open world we'll be able to explore, how many dungeons we'll be able to get into. If it's only a small portion of the map, I kind of imagine it will be. They did not specify all that. The good news is, selected journalists are already running through what the select lucky few, will be during that closed network test right now as we speak. So I'm sure we'll get a little bit more insight. The other bad news is for you streamers out there hoping to be picked with the lottery, so you can be like, oh, look at me. You're not actually allowed to stream it. I don't know if you're allowed to pre-record it and then post it later, but because it is not technically a finished product, that goes under like a leak. That's like copyright laws. In the website, it specifically says you are not allowed to stream it. So that is unfortunate. Okay, so now I'm going to dive more into what Elden Ring itself is. Elden Ring is an open-world fantasy RPG. From the preview we've seen, the map is vast. The biggest I think we've seen in a From Software game thus far. It will have up to 4-player co-op, and the very notorious PvP invasions. I'll speak more on those later in the video. You play as a character known as a Tarnished. To what your main purpose in this world is, well, that's still to be determined. The world will have overland encounters in the open world, as well as many caves, delves, dungeons, and tombs for you to explore, loot, and test your mettle in. There will be both hostile and helpful NPCs. Some will appear as one and then reveal themselves as the other. Looking at you, Patches, we know you're out there. There will also be some From Software known staples, such as bonfires, known in this game as Sites of the Lost Grace, and bloodstains, so you can learn from other scrubs' mistakes. Some of the new additions will include an open world. This is very different from the more narrow worlds we're used to from this developer. Not only do you have a large, humongous open world full of various terrains, But they've even been kind enough to offer us mounts. Yes, rideable mounts. They can run, they can jump, they can even engage in combat. You can fight things while on top of these things. And given the variety of the terrain, there's even certain spots you can only access while riding a mount via a jump pad. Wow, an open world and a mount? No way! But wait, there's more. For the first time in a From Software title, they've given us a map. An actual map. Kind of. I mean, you don't get the map off rip, and you have to find the fragments via probably the delves, dungeons, caves, bosses, chests. Some chests that will probably try to eat you, known as a mimic. But I mean, it's a map, right? It's a map. Even if it is like a puzzle, and you've lost all the pieces, and you don't even have the top of the box to see what it looks like. But it's a map. It's a map, okay? You know, that's pretty cool. Some of the other new things include a slightly tweaked combat system. Now, it's more like they took the famous and beloved combat system of the other Souls games and added some elements from other titles. Like, they've reworked the parrying. It looks like you don't exactly have to have a direct parry motion to parry. A simple block and then follow-up attack might be enough. They've also added some stealth options, because you can just sneak past stuff. Or maybe you can sneak up to it and backstab it. You know, that would always be nice. Thanks, Sekiro. Looking forward to that. It's a nice mechanic for these. I'm sure there'll also be some neat little things you can only get by sneaking up to it. Kind of like in Dark Souls 3, where you can only find that hidden ladder by morphing into a humanity. Or a Dark Soul, if you will. One of the other real noticeable combat tweaks was the magics, okay? The animations and art of the magics in this were absolutely breathtaking. From the stunning AoEs, for those who don't know what that means, that's an area of effect. That means it's a magic or attack in general that covers a large part of the surface in front of you or around you. There was what I called a Jesus beam. It looked like he was doing like a dark stream Kamehameha on somebody, so a good direct attack. As well as ghost homies. You can summon spirits to help fight alongside of you. Now, I could think that this would be fun just to play with, like picking on little enemies as you go, like, yeah, handle my light work. But one of the key things I thought about seeing this was, how many times have you been playing Dark Souls, or any of the From games, but playing Dark Souls, and the invader doesn't want to fight you directly. So you go to chase the invader, you know, not following the key rule of make them come to you, but you try to chase the person to teach them not to come into your house. And they kite you back to a bunch of enemies and cheese their win. They cheese it. They don't fight you directly. They let the environment take care of you. And they get the win off some bull nenny. Well, two can play that game. Don't chase after them, summon your homies and wait. Your homies will chase them, and if they die, you can just summon more. So I mean, that's really nice. Speaking of invaders, there's not much known about the invasion system. They specified that you cannot be invaded while alone. Now, does that mean you have to have an actual person summoned, like another player with you? Or if you summon the ghost homies, will you be able to be invaded? Does the amount of people you can be invaded by depend on where you are in the map or how many summons you have with you? We don't know. I'm sure we'll know more soon, but as of right now, we don't know. Another new addition to the overall system is crafting. There wasn't much detailed, but you could craft by yourself. I don't know if you're going to have to sit at the Lost Grace bonfire thing, or if you can just do it straight out of your pocket, but it is nice to know that you will be able to gather materials. I like farming materials. I'm sure it won't be as simple as run around and just pick stuff up off the ground. You probably have to fight certain enemies to get certain mats to craft the different items you need and upgrades. I'm cool with that. I think it adds a bit of fun grind to the whole thing. I will say though, I'm sorry, Andre, you will be missed. I always liked having a blacksmith. Unfortunately, I guess they don't feel like that's necessary. Another thing I noticed in the preview that kind of shocked me was the fact that there was no fall damage. Now I don't know if that's because the dude didn't have his user interface HUD on, like he didn't, like you see my health, my stamina, my attacks, and so forth. He didn't have that on, so maybe he did take damage, or they did. I say he because it was a male's voice, but they didn't have that on. So I don't know if maybe we just couldn't see it, or if as long as you're not falling off the side of a mountain, you don't take damage. I don't know. You know, versus other From Software games where if you fall more than like 3 feet, it's a death sentence. So, you know, we'll see more of that as time comes. Maybe there's a certain height limit. Maybe there's a marker you'll see that lets you know it's a safe drop. We don't know yet. Now, the game is based around... They said it's based around Norse mythology. Like, it's not so much English-style scenery. It's going to be more... you know, Nordic, you know, like Celtic, per se. Viking-esque, I guess you could say. It is co-written, or wholly written, I don't know for sure. Oh, man, I died right there. This damn guy. By George R.R. Martin. For those who somehow don't know that name, even if you've never watched Game of Thrones, he is the one who wrote the Game of Thrones books. I am part of that small population that has never watched a single episode of Game of Thrones. Yeah, I know. Hate me in the comments. I don't care. I sat down to watch Game of Thrones, the first episode, and about a half hour through, I got to the point where I was like, yeah, I'd rather go play Skyrim, and so I did. Hate me later, hate me now, put it in the comments, don't care. And last but not least, let's talk about our new waifu. I mean, senpai. I mean, best girl. Damn it, I mean, Melina. This game's Firekeeper. She offers us an Accord, which is nice, I could use a new car. Why she's offering us this new car, we don't know. But I'm sure it's worth it if we want to touch the darkness inside. I mean... Echo Winter Veins. I mean, level up in this game. Yeah. The other thing that is unknown is whether she is the same lady that was in the teaser trailer, or if she's related somehow, or not related at all, or if they just made a really weird typo. We don't know, but I'm sure we'll know soon enough. I feel like that's going to be something that gets announced either, you know, pretty soon. Maybe they'll leave it as a big tease. We don't know. As I said earlier, the game releases February 25th. It is pre-orderable through all normal sources, whether it's in-game store for a digital one, or good old-fashioned GameStop or Best Buy. There is a collector's edition available. It's about $200, and it comes with some nice physical collector's things, such as a really dope-ass statue, a steel book, some other great things, some digital content like a soundtrack, and an art book. There was I think they called it the Premium Collector's Edition, which came with a 1-to-1 scale, meaning life-size helmet. Of course, that sold out within seconds. That seems to be a trend of current generation gaming. You know, it goes live, it's gone, and then come release day or a few days after release day, your homie down the street's got it for sale on Facebook for like $1,200. You know, so save your income tax. Once again, thank you for tuning in. I hope this was really informative and covered pretty much all the bases, at least as many bases that are on the field right now. I'll put a link. I'll try to put a link in the description to the actual 15-minute long gameplay preview that I've spoken of, and I'm sure you've already seen, but it's always nice to go back and watch, make your own speculations. And if you did enjoy this, or you've enjoyed some of my previous content, drop a like, give it a like. Let me get a subscribe, share it to your homies. I know it's been a while. The channel, the Facebook, the Instagram has been pretty dead for about a year and a half now. I started working for a job that had me working 12 to 16-hour days, 6-7 days a week. I didn't have much free time. The time I did, I really didn't have the energy or the oomph to create more content. But the project I'm on now is getting towards, the final stages. We're about to turn the keys over in February. I've definitely got nights and weekends free, come the middle of February, which is just in time for Horizon Zero Dawn, the sequel, and then Elden Ring to come out. The project will actually be over. We'll be handing the keys over, and I can devote a little bit of time to creating actual content for everybody. There's going to be steady streams. Like I said, I'm going to do Twitch and YouTube now. If this is your first time seeing me and you like the jokes I made, check out my other content. You know, I've got a variety. I don't just play From Software. I play all kinds of games. The only thing you're really not going to see me do too much of is first-person shooters. I feel like that genre is really like overly mainstream and saturated. But you know, you check me out, and if you like it, give me a subscribe, drop a like, share a video. But either way, even if you don't do any of that, thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see y'all on the next one. Y'all have a good one. You can finish watching if you want to. There's about another 10, 15-ish minutes of the video where you can just watch me finish clearing through the first level of Demon Souls here. I've already beat the boss in this level. I was just messing around with this while I, you know, kind of did the coverage. Whoops. Oh, didn't want him to be lonely. Alright, well, y'all stay jiggly, let it hang loose, be like water. Have a good one. Oh, hey, you're still here. Well, thanks for sticking around and watching me clear the rest of the level. Like I said, if you like what you've seen here, like the commentary from earlier and all that jazz, and you've made it this far, go ahead, drop me a like, a subscribe. I appreciate any and all of it. Maybe just a comment, you know. Tell me what other kind of gameplay you'd like to see. You can see the variety I got in the library over there. But yeah, I'm back, y'all. I'm back, rogues. Be seeing more of y'all around. Thank y'all again for tuning in.